Hello there. As promised, this is the response video about how my Bufo Alvarius trip went, because it doesn't have any subtitles. First of all, how did I come to this ritual? My mom, she read about it because I had or have Crohn's disease, and I had some very hard years. Basically, I had given up on life and I was ready to die because nothing was helping, and was just suffering all the time and in my bed or on the toilet. So I was ready to go, and she was really sad and tried desperately to find something to help me. And she came across this shaman named Vicente and watched his video about the Bufo Alvarius, the 5 Meo Dmt. And she asked me, would you be willing to try it? And for a lot of time I had always been saying no to everything, to any healing approach she was proposing me, like acupuncture or chiropractor, whatever. I was always saying no, because I had given up and I had no hope anymore. So instead of going somewhere and having to wear a diaper and all that shit, I just prefer to keep laying in my bed, sleeping my life away. But somehow I was in the hospital at that time. Somehow I just felt like, you know what, I have nothing to lose, let's do it. I watched a couple of videos of people doing the trip, and I knew it was powerful stuff because I had already read that it's 10 times more powerful than the DMT in ayahuasca, and that you basically die for a little while. And so we got in contact with the shaman, and we met in Ibiza in the middle of, well, he came to get us from the airport, and we drove into the middle of nature. Had a, like, you know the setting if you see in the first video, like a little sheet blanket, and he had his percussion instrument that he's gotten from the Indians in the Sonora desert, where he learned all of this, and a feather to, like, I don't know, get rid of the bad energies. His wife was also there, who was a nurse, so that if anything happens I would be in good hands. So we talked about if I had a specific goal in mind. I said yes. I told him my goal, and he said that's a good goal, keep that in mind, because you can't do this without having a goal in mind. It's nothing, it's not like a drug, like, I don't know, cocaine, where you snort a line and you just go party. This is really powerful stuff, and before you do it you have to be very sure about what you want to achieve with it, because if you just go wandering into the nothingness, it's a waste of time and maybe a bad experience. So we got ready. He prepared the pipe where he would put in the 5 Meo DMT powder, and I sat down as well as I could because I had a lot of pain because of the Crohn's disease. And he asked me, ready to die? And I said yes. And that was the only time that I was ever, for a little brief moment, scared, because the pipe was in front of me and I was like, okay, this is gonna happen now. I'm gonna die for a little bit and it's gonna be intense, and I can't back down now. It was the only time that I was a little bit afraid of it. But I had no time to be afraid because he already started heating it up. And he told me to do some breathing exercises, and then when he felt that I was ready, he said, "Alright, now take." I was, and then when it was all inside me, he held it in my mouth a little bit, and what I felt was like if you have a computer screen and you pull the plug and it just goes completely dark. That's what it was like. It's not like when you fall asleep and you just like go on standby. No, your brain just shuts off completely. And I was gone. I was completely gone. If I hadn't seen that footage of the first part of the video, I wouldn't believe it if they had told me, because I was gone, and the next thing I remember is coming back to my senses, and everything was still not very clear, and I could have sworn that I saw 5 people around me, even though it was just Vicente, his wife behind me, and my mother filming it. But I saw 5 people, and 2 of them looked like Indians. And I remember laying there like, how the fuck did you guys find me here? Who are you? But I couldn't speak. I was just like, everything was like super intense around me, like energies moving, and I was still breathing heavy, like because as you can see in the first video, it was like, I don't know, probably I was fighting a very intense battle inside my head, but I can't remember it. And then he started like doing something on my chest, and he pressing my chest like, and one time he did it, and you can see it in the video that I'm like this, and my eyes go like, and it felt like breathing for the very first time. It was like 7,000 kilograms lifted off my chest, and I could finally breathe again, like and I felt so relieved and so good. And then he kept like brushing away the bad energy, and at some point he did something to under my spine, and it was like he released a blockage that, I don't know, it was in my colon or something, and it felt so good afterwards. It felt like so liberating. And slowly I started coming back. I could breathe again. I was just there, because before that I was always worrying about the future or the past. Like things that had happened to me went through my head a lot, and things that could happen to me went through my head, but that was all gone. It was like, I'm here, I'm in nature, I'm breathing, the sun is out. Thank you universe for this beautiful experience. Thank you Vicente for making it possible. Thank you Almudena, his wife, for being there. Thank you to my mother for making it possible. I was just thankful, and I was so happy. And even though the Almudena told me, even if you have to get the surgery, like the colostomy that I have right now, that might be reversed, it might not, but I hope that it will. She said, even if it happens, even if it's too late to save your colon, don't let it like take away your gratitude. Still be grateful. And at that time it was hard for me to understand, but now that I have had the surgery, because if not I would be dead, I'm so grateful, because through it I've gotten to know myself a lot better. I opened up, I became very social, and I've made so many friends at the hospital and at the rehabilitation center after the surgery. Amazing people. Like, wow, you can't understand how much I love them. And it's made me such a better person, because I'm not proud about how I was before, but I've learned to accept how I was. I don't punish myself or put myself down for the things I have done. It's in the past, I can't change it. All I can do is be mindful of what I do today. The experience has shown me not to worry about the future and not to dwell in the past, because you can't influence it. You can only influence the future by changing what you do now. So be grateful every day and do little steps towards the life you want to live. If you have some hard traumas or experiences, or I don't know, problems that you think you can overcome, and psychotherapy isn't helping you, because I've done it before and I was still depressed as fuck, maybe give it a try. Give the 5 Meo DMT a try. Search a good shaman. If you want the contact of Vicente, just write me on my Instagram, follow me, it's down there, instagram.com/multiculturaldragon. You can text me there anytime. I'm always glad to have a chat about anything. You can also just hit me up, talk about your problems. I'll tell you about mine, and we'll put things into perspective. Like, a change of perspective is always a fresh thing. So yeah, as you can see, I did not end up in some asylum, and even though the experience looked very traumatic and painful, I can't remember, like, when I was gone, I can't remember any of it, and when I came back, the only thing I felt was, I'm back, I'm alive again. But not alive like I was before the ritual. Alive like when I was born as a baby. That's how I felt. So I want to let you go with a nice quote. Live as if you would die today, but dream as if you would live forever. Put that into practice and keep that in your mind every single day. Peace.